He used to be the world's greatest hitman, a living legend, the kind of assassin who could make even the deadliest killers tremble at the sound of his name. But one day, he disappeared. No trace, no rumors, nothing. Until one day, years later, he was spotted again, not as a hitman, but as a chubby, cheerful convenience store owner with a wife and kid. This is the story of Sakamoto Days. Anime fans love stories of assassins, gangsters, and underworld legends, but Sakamoto Days flips the entire concept on its head. It's equal parts hilarious, heartwarming, and action-packed. And in today's video, we're doing a full recap of Sakamoto Days, so far from the legendary beginnings of Taro Sakamoto to the brutal assassin battles that won't let him escape his past. So grab some snacks, because this isn't just about guns and fists, it's about family, loyalty, and what happens when the world's deadliest man decides to choose peace, but peace refuses to choose him. Before we dive into the manga's events, let's start with the legend himself. Taro Sakamoto wasn't just any hitman, he was the hitman. A man who never failed a mission, who never left witnesses, and whose name echoed through the darkest corners of Japan's underworld. He was cold, precise, and terrifyingly effective. But then something changed. He met a woman. He fell in love. And in the most shocking move of all, he gave it all up, retiring from assassination, leaving behind his bloody past, and opening up a small neighborhood store. But here's the catch. Once you're in the underworld, you can never truly escape it. Sakamoto may be overweight now, working the register and doting on his wife and daughter, but the skills, instincts, and reputation he built never went away. And as the story unfolds, his quiet life keeps getting interrupted by enemies from his past. This is where Sakamoto Days begins. At the start of the manga, we see Sakamoto in his new everyday life, running the shop, cooking meals, laughing with his family. He's become the definition of ordinary. But that changes when a young hitman named Shin enters the story. Shin is an esper, able to read people's thoughts, which makes him an incredible assassin. He's been sent to kill Sakamoto, since word has spread that the legendary hitman has gone soft. But when Shin comes face to face with Sakamoto, he realizes something terrifying. Even after years of retirement, Sakamoto hasn't lost a single ounce of his skill. In fact, despite his dad-bod appearance, Sakamoto moves with the same lethal speed, effortlessly dodging bullets, breaking weapons, and disarming enemies. He spares Shin's life, and instead of killing him, offers him a job at his store. This moment kicks off their partnership. Shin becomes both Sakamoto's right-hand man and comic relief, constantly shocked at how ridiculous his boss can be one moment and how terrifying he becomes the next. Not long after, trouble arrives. Former colleagues and bounty hunters begin to show up, testing whether the legend has truly gone soft. But each encounter proves the opposite. Sakamoto's style of fighting is one of the series' highlights. It's creative. He doesn't just use guns or fists. He uses whatever's nearby. Pens, food, shopping carts, even household items become deadly weapons in his hands. Imagine Jackie Chan's comedic fight scenes mixed with John Wick's efficiency. That's Sakamoto's vibe. And through these battles, Shin sees that Sakamoto isn't just fighting for survival. He's fighting to protect his peaceful new life with his wife and daughter. That motivation makes him even more dangerous than before. The story takes a comedic turn with the introduction of Liu Xiaodan, a Chinese martial artist who joins Sakamoto and Shin. Unlike them, Liu isn't trying to live quietly. She's chaotic, loves eating, and constantly drags the group into new problems. With Sakamoto, Shin, and Liu, the series starts feeling like a found family comedy trio, but with assassin fights breaking out every other chapter. The balance between humor and brutal action is what makes Sakamoto Days stand out. But soon, the past catches up harder. Enter the Order, an elite group of assassins who oversee balance in the hitman world. Think of them like the assassin police. They regulate who lives, who dies, and make sure nobody goes rogue. Naturally, they see Sakamoto's retirement as suspicious. Some of them respect his choice. Others want him eliminated. And so, we start seeing incredibly powerful assassins, each with unique fighting styles, sent after Sakamoto. These battles raise the stakes. Unlike random thugs, the Order members are monsters. They push Sakamoto and his allies to their absolute limits, forcing him to use every ounce of his creativity and skill. One of the most emotional parts of the series is when we dive deeper into why Sakamoto left the assassin world. It wasn't just about falling in love. It was about choosing life over death. He was tired of being a tool for killing. His wife showed him a world beyond bloodshed, and his daughter gave him purpose. But these flashbacks also show us how brutal his past was. We see glimpses of missions where he was truly terrifying, entire organizations crumbling under his blade. It reinforces the idea that this goofy shop owner is still hiding the mind of a monster. The story takes an interesting detour when Shin and Liu infiltrate a school for assassins. This arc is full of new characters, rivalries, and insane training sequences. It also fleshes out the assassin underworld, showing us how new generations are raised into this deadly lifestyle. We see Sakamoto balancing his fatherly, comedic side with his lethal instincts. One moment he's cracking jokes about lunch, the next he's dismantling assassins with brutal precision. As the manga continues, more allies and enemies appear. Haisuk, a sniper with questionable aim but a good heart. Other members of the Order, each deadlier than the last. Criminal organizations tied to Sakamoto's past, now resurfacing. Every new character adds layers to the world. Some bring chaos, some bring comedy, and some bring tragedy. At its core, Sakamoto Days isn't just about action. It's about family versus violence. Can a killer truly escape his past? That's what makes it unique. It's not just another assassin manga. It's about a man trying to live normally, while the world refuses to let him. Without spoiling too far ahead, the manga continues to escalate. Sakamoto's enemies get stronger, his allies grow, and the thin line between his peaceful life and his bloody past keeps blurring. But one thing never changes: his determination to protect his family and his store, no matter how many assassins come knocking. So, that's the story of Sakamoto Days so far. A tale of assassins, comedy, and a man who refuses to let go of his peaceful dream. From legendary killer to a store owner, Sakamoto proves that strength doesn't fade, it just adapts. And as fans keep asking, can he really keep this balance forever? Or will his past finally drag him back into the underworld for good? Either way, one thing's certain: Sakamoto Days is only getting started, and it's one of the most unique, refreshing stories in modern manga.